Hey, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Joshua with another video. So I get a lot of DMs and emails asking about my camera equipment. Many of you have been inspired to start your own YouTube channels and you want affordable cameras or alternatives next to the GoPro. Not everybody has $400, $500 to drop on action cameras. So when a company by the name of Akaso reached out to me and said, hey, would you do an unboxing? I said, this might be a good opportunity for you guys to see potentially a good alternative at a great price point. Just at $100, this camera seems to be pretty impressive, but I want to jump in and show you exactly all of the details, all of the accessories and things like that. And this is the camera that I'm going to be talking about today. It's by Akaso. It's the Brave 6 Plus, and this is the action camera. Looks similar to GoPro, has a lot of the functionalities, maybe even their own unique functionality that I'm going to show you here today. So let's jump in and take a closer look. If I can get 400 likes, I'm going to choose one of you guys to actually send this camera to. So 400 likes, make sure you like and comment, and if you want to know more about this camera, the link's going to be down in the description. So let's jump in and take a closer look. So the first thing I noticed was when it came, the packaging and presentation of the box seemed like it was very good quality. Actually really surprised me. It's got this little sleeve here. Just pop this off. And then what we're going to do is just lift this right up. And once you open the box, you're going to notice or take note that the camera does come in the housing, waterproof housing, just like you see here. And then you have a little accessory box. You flip that accessory box open and you're going to have 3 bags. First bag is going to be the largest. My accessories are already falling out there. All right. Then you have 2 and 3, a little bit smaller bags, and they have additional accessories. So let's open them up, take a closer look, see what's inside here. All right, guys, so here you can see that the camera itself comes with a slew of different accessories. I mean, we have different mounts, different things that you can hook your camera to, little clippy clips, little brackets that'll allow you to screw in the camera to, say, a tripod or something of that nature. You got little remotes if you wanted to film via remote. Straps. And it comes with 2 little lithium batteries. Now, this little battery pack, guys, it's going to last, if you're shooting in 4K, about an hour. And if you're shooting in 1080, it's going to last about an hour and a half. And then you also have a double charger that comes in your little pack here that'll allow you to charge both of your batteries at one time. Just turning on the Akaso, I wanted to show you some of the settings here. It has different video modes, and it's all touchscreen, guys, so it does have an audible sound as well. So you have normal video mode, you have driving mode, you have a time-lapse video mode, kind of like the GoPro. Slow motion, if you want to get those slow motion shots. Say you want to just take a still photo, that's there, and then of course a loop video. So those are all pretty cool, and we may go into more detail here. Right now I'm just going to show you some of the functions here as to what the camera offers. So the resolution, if you click on resolution, you can shoot in either 4K 30 frames per second, which is the one that I currently like to shoot in. You have 2.7K at 30 frames per second, 1440p at 60 frames. So if you wanted to maybe get some slow-mo shots or be able to slow down your film, that might be a good option for you. 1440 at 30 frames, 1080 at 90 frames per second, 1080 at 60 frames, and 1080 at 30 frames. Now the other ones you get down into 720s. You got 720 at 120 and 720 at 60 frames per second, which I personally wouldn't use those. As we move into 4K, people are looking for higher quality, so I would film more into that 4K 30 frames per second personally. And you're going to get about an hour battery life, 45 minutes to an hour if you're shooting in that mode. It does give you the option of image stabilization. We're going to take a closer look at that here in just a little bit, but all you got to do is click it on and it'll turn on your image stabilization. All right, moving up. How you encode: H.264, H.265. I'm typically in that 264, so I'll leave that on there. It has angle. You have a wide angle, a medium, or a narrow. So most of the action cameras, depending on what you're doing, you're going to be in that wide. But perhaps you just want the medium and you get the best of both worlds. And just remember, the wider you go, the funnier your subject looks when you get up closer. You got the distortion calibration, and then of course audio. You can turn the audio on or off. I'll go ahead and turn that back on. It wants me to format my SD card. Your exposure, you can adjust your exposure manually if you want to, just by going in here and clicking your exposure. Your white balance, you have auto, which is what you're going to use most of the time because this is an action camera. But say you wanted to do some things in manual mode and maybe get a more crisper shot, or just be creative. Then you can go in here and say daylight, cloudy, tungsten, you know, whatever, just like a typical DSLR or something like that might offer you. Here's your meter mode, so you can put center or average. I'll keep it on average. Right now, guys, I mean, that's pretty much your video settings. Then if you go in here, you could turn it to photo mode or video mode. This allows you to go into your photo settings. Maybe you want to get very creative or do some different unique things. You could change your shutter interval. For example, if you're doing pictures at night and you want your shutter to stay open for longer periods of time, you can adjust this here, and you can also adjust the resolution. It goes up to 20 megapixels, which is really impressive in such a small action camera. And then of course you can adjust that down to 8 megapixels is the lowest. Again, this is an affordable action camera, guys, and that's what you have to look at. So in your photo settings, it even gives you the options to go in here and adjust ISO. So depending on your lighting, your exposure time, your distortion calibration, and all of those good things, which is, in my opinion, is super impressive. So I'm going to show you some of the accessories in action here, because I'm going to hook this up so that way I can show you side by side. So here's a little clip that this action camera can go into. It just pops into place just like that. And then now you have this little accessory. Screws into the bottom here. And you can tighten it just like that. And then now I can hook it to this, which is very similar to the GoPro mount. And then I'll be able to attach it to my board so I can put them side by side. So now I'm just going to tighten this up, be able to put it on my board. And look at that, she is ready to go, guys. Now keep in mind that this isn't waterproof without the waterproof housing, so be cognizant of that. So I'm going to be putting the Hero 7 right next to it, and that's what we're going to be looking at. Strapping them all in. We got the Brave 6 Plus and the GoPro Hero 7 side by side. Alright guys, so with stabilization turned on, both cameras, you're going to see the difference here. I'm going to walk, and then we'll do a little jog test. The ground is pretty uneven right here. You're also hearing the audio in the wind side by side. So, go down here to the dock. And now we're to jog. You can clearly see the difference there. But I have to admit, the stabilization is very impressive. So a couple of the things that you need to know, the camera SD card, the maximum is 64 gigs. I may have mentioned that prior. Also, inside the internal camera, you have many different filters to give many different styles or looks. So that was pretty creative and cool. I'm talking $100 camera, guys. They offer quite a bit. You're going to notice now the audio, I think, is a little muted and could be better. But it's one of the few action cameras that actually gives you the ability to add an external mic. And those external mics definitely make a huge impact in your overall audio quality. But seeming that most video or action video cameras are meant for out in the field type work, fishing, riding a bike, parachuting, audio may not be the most important thing to you. Are you going to blog off of it? Probably not. But if you get the external mic, then I think you actually could. All right, guys. So now I'm on the bike. I got this crazy little spider lure here that I've been meaning to try. But I wanted to show you guys what it looks like out here on the bike. No special bracket. This is just me holding it and pedaling. Guys, check out this lure. Tell me that ain't wild.
Twenty minutes later.
Well, guys, no bites, but hey, I just wanted to show you the versatility of the camera, and I think overall, guys, the image quality is really good. Image stabilization could be a tad bit better, and even the audio could be a tad bit better. But guys, for $100, you could literally buy 4 of these over one GoPro. Could you make quality content? I believe you could. If you like this video, guys, please give a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure you check out the link down in the description if you're interested in the Akaso camera. I could say if you're on a budget, this may be the direction you need to go. Until next time, we'll see you on the water.